Okay, so I shaved right before this, and I think I'm just gonna, yeah, much better. Welcome back to another episode of Fine Wine 216. As always, if this is your first time here, really appreciate you however it is that you found this video, but I appreciate all of my consistent supporters for real. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Fine Wine 216. We have yet another episode on the topic of religion, and I honestly don't understand why this is so hard to talk about. I guess I just don't want to come off like I'm telling y'all what to do, because I'm definitely still trying to figure out this thing called life. But one thing I wanted to talk about that means a lot in my religion is the topic of blessing. Now, I can't speak for everyone, but as a Black Christian, this means a lot to us. The concept of getting something you weren't expecting but definitely needing, the concept of not having enough but by some miracle making it stretch.
He holds the record for the world's greatest fish fry. He fed 5,000 hungry souls with 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread.
All of that resonates with us for obvious reasons. The problem with this philosophy is it focuses too much on what you can get out of Christianity and not taking into account what you need to put in it. That being said, a concept I've always struggled with is, as a Christian, how blessed should we really be? I feel like there's a fine line between being blessed and being greedy or gluttonous. My biggest problem is when you take a pastor or a preacher of a church, usually a mega church, and he's balling while his congregation is out here starving. So what are you saying, bro? Are you saying I can't ever be balling while still giving thanks to the person who gave it to me?
Yeah, well, that depends on how you look at things.
I think to answer this question accurately, we need to look to the person the whole religion is based on. Jesus,
I'm baby Jesus,
was a carpenter. But more importantly, Jesus was poor for all intents and purposes. Now, the Bible doesn't at all say this, but there's just an overall feeling that, like, Jesus is the type of brother, you give him $1 million, he would give it all away to the homeless. It's just like Jesus Christ balling. That doesn't seem very on brand. And that being said, you know what I can't wrap my head around? These Jesus pieces, these all gold, iced out Jesus pieces. Again, the Bible doesn't address this, but there's just an overwhelming feeling like he wouldn't want you to do that.
That sounds like something a thug would do.
Secondly, and I promise, I just put this together. What's a synonym for balling? Flexing.
hey,
No flex zone.
hey.
Flexing. Okay, what is flexing? Flexing is showing off things that you have. Why are you showing off things that you have? You showing off things that you have as a way to say you have something or some things that people don't. And in you showing off what you have that others don't, there is an inherent feeling of you feeling like you're better than people who don't have what you got. You see how deductive logic gets you to the answer? Point of all that to say, I'm pretty sure Jesus wouldn't want you to feel like you're better than anybody else either. Now, keep in mind, God has blessed kings. King Solomon asked for wisdom, and in return got all the wealth in the world. There's passages in the Bible that says he'll bless you such that you won't have room to receive. It's not to say you can't be a Christian and be blessed. That goes against believing in the first place. Where I feel like the lines get crossed is when you're a man or woman of God. Now, let me be clear. Being a man or woman of God is not the same thing as being a Christian. A man or woman of God is someone who serves in a church, like a pastor, a preacher, a bishop, an evangelist. You get the picture. Let me just clear it up so it's black and white. If you are a man or woman of God and your only source of income is the tithes and offerings from your congregation, you should be living an extremely meager life. I don't care how long you've been serving. I don't care how you built the church up from just a few people to now a mega church. I don't care if you perform miracles. That money is the church's money for the betterment of the church's people. It's not your money. Now I'm finna say something that y'all not gonna like. I feel like what I'm about to say is the equivalent of you finding out Santa isn't real.
Okay, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh my God!
Take your favorite celebrity preacher and Google their net worth.
Oh my God!
it will literally make you want to throw up. Okay, so that being said, what about everybody else? Does being Christian inherently mean that you have to be poor? Not necessarily. I already told you how God blessed King Solomon. God was also a counsel to King David. God also promised Moses a land flowing with milk and honey. It's not about the blessing, it's about remaining humble. And I keep saying the Bible says, but the Bible says that it is easier to fit a mule through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven.
What?
The reason being, as a human being, riches usually come with an inherent sense of arrogance. You get rich and you start feeling like you made this money. And the reason why someone else is not where you're at is because they're not willing to do what you're willing to do. You see how God would want somebody like that in his house? And one important thing to point out, this is not just Christianity. I'm just talking about what I know from my perspective, but you can find similar ideals in Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam. No leader or prophet of any major religion is rich. And I think that's on purpose. But God bless you.